Occurred the 9th of December 2003, 19 hours 54 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Terre Haute, Indiana, USA. Shape: triangle. Duration: 5 minutes. No of observers. 1 characteristics: lights on object, slow moving silent triangle defined by pale yellow chevron and a single bright center light with moving north in southern Vigo Co. I was driving west on Harlan Drive, commonly known as Stuckey Road, about 4 miles east of US Highway 41 in southern Vigo County. I saw a bright light in the sky to my south at a fairly high angle of elevation. There was little apparent motion of the light, not unusual in itself. This is about 10 miles south and a little west of Holman Field Airport, where F-16 fighters fly in and out all the time. However, the duration of event and its lack of apparent motion and the brightness of the light were triggers for my interest. I turned south on Hutchison Street off of Harlan, still on my path home, and I saw the light was now less intense, and I stopped my car about 1/2 mile south of Harlan Drive and got out to look at this object. At this point I could discern that there were 5 pale yellow lights in a symmetric chevron with the point in the direction of what I perceived to be a slow movement in the direction of north by northeast. The apparent size of the object was about the size of my thumb with my arm fully extended. There was a single white light in the center of the apparent triangle formed by the vertices of the pale yellow chevron, and this light flashed on and off at a slow rate. The center light was not a harsh white like a strobe light. Also, the white light seemed very big for what would normally be an anti-collision strobe light on an aircraft. I watched the object over the period of a few minutes gradually go north and become obscured by a tree line to the north. It was completely dark, the sky was partly cloudy, and the moon was almost obscured by clouds. I could not determine the actual size of the object as I had no references to determine its actual altitude. If it was a small craft like a fighter, it was pretty low. If larger, who knows? I could detect no sound. This object might have easily been some kind of conventional craft, but I have never seen any aircraft with such pale yellow running lights on the leading edge of its wings, and operating so quietly. There Air no red, green navigation lights. Hence, this registered very strongly with me as an unusual sight. For what it's worth, I am not qualified in any way as an aviation expert. I am ex-military. This thing did not spark anything except curiosity in me, and I tend to doubt this was any kind of ET craft. However, it was flying. It was a real object. It was strange enough to be called unidentified. So in my book, it's a UFO.
Occurred the 16th of February 2004, 1 hour 25 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Terre Haute, Indiana, USA. Shape: flash. Duration: 5 seconds. No of observers. 1 characteristics: aura or haze around object. Left a trail: bright blue object with a streaming white tail. The object was a bright blue flash with a white tail lasting for about 5 seconds, falling from the north to the southeast around 1:25 a.m. February 16, 04.
Occurred the 14th of March 2004, 1 hour 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Terre Haute, Indiana, USA. Shape: unknown. Duration: 1 to 2 minutes. No of observers. 0 characteristics: lights on object, aura or haze around object, emitted other objects, emitted beams, aircraft nearby, abducted, studied, scared. Well, I was going to bed, and I felt like I was being watched. Then, I saw a bright, green light in the sky. It was swirly, and from the bottom came a bright red light. Then I almost immediately fell into a deep sleep. I had a dream, and a figure was telling me not to be scared, and that I would be in extreme pain for a moment, and I woke up, on the floor, with neck pain like I was going to die, and 5 scars on my hand, supposedly from a blackened hand, but I never noticed the say scars before.
Occurred the 8th of May 2004, 4 hours 17 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Terre Haute, Indiana, USA. Shape: circle. Duration: 5 seconds. No of observers. 1 fast and low crossing. I was facing SE before first seeing a dim white circle moving almost due south over my head. It was silent and low, but not close enough to say for certain if it was a sphere. At arm's length, the size was a thumbnail to the sky. I did have sense that it must have been lower than 500 feet because as it passed me its straight path deviated in a fast wavering zigzag motion. Perhaps in a scanning observation of me.
Occurred, the 26th of August 2004, 22 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Terre Haute, Indiana, USA. Shape, light duration, 10 SEC. No of observers, 0 characteristics, aircraft nearby, a huge light that was moving. Then in a SEC went dim like a star still moving. I was outside in the hot tub and looking at the stars when out of the corner of my eye there was a bright light. When I looked to see, it flashed, pulsated and went dim as a star and kept flighting till the tree blocked my view. The bright light was too big to be anything of ours, planes or anything of the sort. I can't explain what I saw, other than as a UFO.
Occurred, the 10th of October 2004, 4 hours 18 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Terre Haute, Indiana, USA. Shape, sphere duration, 5 seconds. No of observers, 1 characteristics, changed color silently, it came over my head from behind, as I was laying on my back. About the size of a thumbnail at arm's length, was a light white sphere or disc shape. There was definitely depth to it, whether it was as high as it was wide, I can't say. Except as it slowed as it passed the color from the side angle changed to amber. Moving from the west, it turned towards the southeast, slowing and speeding up back and forth 3 times in an observing fashion, before going beyond the trees out of sight.
Occurred, the 5th of December 2004, 4 hours 25 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Terre Haute, Indiana, USA. Shape, chevron duration, 5 seconds. No of observers, 1 characteristics, lights on object. 4 lighted chevron shape silently glide southward. I'm estimating a couple miles east of me, passing silently to the south. I had a very clear sighting of an unknown craft. Probably around 60 degrees from the horizon, was 4 light white spheres in a chevron pattern without any solid structure visible. Size at arm's length about 2 inches. Viewing from a side profile, would likely have been twice as big from a front angle.
Occurred, the 28th of December 2004, 6 hours 30 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Terre Haute, Indiana, USA. Shape, light duration, 15 minutes. No of observers, 1 characteristics, lights on object. I seen a lights hovering in morning above highway, then went up into sky. I got up with sun in morning, and noticed a bright star out the window over the highway. Thinking it was a star, I paid little attention but kept noticing it. Then as I realized it was lower than the clouds and still bright with it becoming daylight, I noticed it was in a different position. Then the ball of light moved straight up towards the sky very slow, then just disappeared and was gone. I sat and watched for about 6 minutes it moving up. It makes me think maybe the CAMOFLAUGE themselves like stars, thinking the normal human wouldn't take another look.
Occurred, the 19th of February 2005, 3 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Terre Haute, Indiana, USA. Shape, oval duration, 10 minutes. No of observers, 0 characteristics, lights on object, changed color. I was up at 3 a.m. went to look out the window and saw an orangish light-colored craft pass in front of the moon moving southeast. I live just north of Holman Airport and am familiar with aircraft that fly in this area. The craft made no noise and was a reddish-orange color that fluctuated in color but was mostly reddish.
Occurred, the 25th of February 2005, 21 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Terre Haute, Indiana, USA. Shape, fireball duration, about an hour. No of observers, 0 characteristics, aura or haze around object, changed color. They got real close and started to change color. I was talking to a friend of mine outside my house smoking and talking about anything that came to mind. When I saw a guy across the street from my house was looking at something in the sky, so I looked to see what he was looking at. We saw 4 fireballs in the sky about a mile or so in the sky. They seemed to be playing with each other. That lasted for about 45 minutes, and then it seemed like they knew we saw them and they got real close and started to change color, and then it was like someone just put the fire out. They were gone.